You think you're better than me because you play by the rules? Whose rules? My life is my own. I'm an outlaw.
What's up, boys?
Right day.
Y'all ready for a wet and muddy test video?
Heck yeah. Yeah.
New horse in the stables. What'd you do?
Another bad decision.
Trail riding LTR. Cool, we'll check that out. But the point of today's video, you got your Outlaw running good. When you got it, had a couple issues.
Couple issues. You kind of sort of had to start it with the screwdriver with the solenoid. But that is a one owner beast of a machine. KTM, no joke.
The sport quad market is pretty slim pickings these days in terms of new and exciting machines. We try to keep our fleet fresh with new Raptor 700s and YFZs, but finding a more unique flavor requires a bit more creativity, a keen eye, and more often than not, a little bit of elbow grease. The 400EX reinvigorated the quad market in 1999, and then in the years immediately following, we saw an explosion of unique pure sport machines. The modern race quad era started in 2004 with machines like the YFZ and the TRX 450s. But that crest also broke in about 2008-2009, where the perfect storm of market saturation, economic conditions, and the emergence of sport side-by-side market all combined to stress the long-term viability of all but a few sport ATVs. But out of that era came the little firecracker of an ATV we're testing today, the 2008 Polaris Outlaw 525s. When the Outlaw 525 replaced previous versions of the Predator and Outlaw 500, fixing a few flaws in those early models, but most importantly bolting the KTM 510cc 4-stroke motor into it that livened the machines up, giving them just shy of 50 horsepower in stock form. Flying Brian's diligence in finding high-quality, lightly used sport ATVs has given us the opportunity to test a few machines no longer available on the market, and as close to as stock trim as possible, so we can add to the platform of knowledge for guys who might be interested in these machines, or provide a pathway down memory lane for those who may have owned one back in the day. Our test machine is mostly stock, including the original 20-inch Maxxis tires. It was fitted with an FMF exhaust and dyno jet jetting kit in the K&N FCR MX-1 carburetor. But we don't mind a little extra horsepower, and we'd expect you probably don't mind much either. When released, the Outlaw 525 also came in an IRS version, which Polaris touted as having better flotation in the dunes, but given the option, we're going to take the solid axle version for better control on fast and off-cambered trails. You're riding it good. It looks fun.
Turn it off, let's hear it.
What is it?
First impressions.
The KTM engine is the power plant. That's where the party's at.
Yeah.
That's the meat and potatoes of this quad is the engine, I think, because that's where the fun is. You know, the seating position is kind of awkward.
Be honest.
It kind of puts you up here in the tank.
Yeah.
You know, I find myself standing up a lot more.
The front end looks like it lifts easy.
Well, and that seems to be the power of it, wanting to pull the front end up pretty easy. It's pretty nimble and quick, and
How's it steering in this? Because this is obviously not a tight trail, but this is a little bit slick.
It does pretty good. It's not real twitchy. It's got a super tight turning radius whenever you're like cutting a circle. I mean, it's crazy. This thing, crazy how tight it turns.
Yeah, go ahead and straighten them out. Yeah, and turn them again.
It's quick too.
Oh yeah, it seems like really light steering effort.
It's light and quick steering. So.
Cool. Handling the Outlaw is really good. The 47.5-inch width and 50.5-inch wheelbase contributes to an impressively tight turning radius of under 6 feet. It's well-mannered and compliant on the trails too, which makes it really easy to ride in tighter, twistier trails. Reversing the gearbox definitely helps out if or when you do get caught up in a tight spot.
Thoughts on the clutch? I told you the clutch.
Oh,
I've owned a few, and that is a baby doll clutch.
The hydraulic clutch, Magura hydraulic clutch. It don't get any better than that. That's love on the hands. No arm pump, no nothing. And we've got drive-by-wire throttle over here. No cable, just just like wires.
Really easy,
super smooth and super easy. Not taxing on the thumb at all. Feels good. It's comfortable. Like I say, the only thing is the seat position. I wish I could kind of scoot back over the axle just a little bit more and feel planted here. And like I say, the foot pegs, I kind of found my feet. When I'm up here, it puts my leg back at an angle, and I feel a little cramped trying to shift up and down, like especially downshift.
Yeah. You're set up almost like you're getting ready to take off in a drag race when you're riding it all.
Right, you're kind of up like this. If I could scoot back a little bit and straighten my leg out, then that would feel a lot better for up and down shifts. You can upshift fine. Downshift's the hardest part, especially when you're up.
You're kind of tall, right?
When you're up.
What are you, 5'11"?
Yeah, about 5'10", 11.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. The hydraulic clutch and drive-by-wire throttle are strong points on the Outlaw. It makes tooling around at slower speeds simple, and it makes the Outlaw easy to ride. The KTM motor will lug very compliantly in the low end, and then it breathes fire as soon as you call for it. Gotta admit, dude, you're making it look fun.
It is fun when you get in this tight stuff, really. It's kind of wet, so it slides around.
Yeah.
Predictable, and you can't go real fast or else you'll be kind of sliding and spinning in the mud, but super fun over the jumps. It flies straight. It doesn't.
Suspension looks good.
Suspension feels good. It's preloading good, and then when you come off, it just kind of launches you perfect.
That one over there, you loaded it just absolutely perfect right before you come off. And that's what I told Chad. I was like, oh,
you're like
so
pogoed it. They look like giant pogos. Look at that. That is a lot of thread opportunity for some freeload or taking some out.
Yeah. No, it feels good through here. It's with the seating position, it's hard for me to get to the back brake. I feel like I'm chasing it. I feel like I'm not on it where I need to be. More if I could scoot back just a little bit, put a little bit more weight on the back. But
that seems like your biggest complaint is the seating position and like how far back the foot pegs are a little bit. I mean, if they were forward just a little bit more, it might help, but if the seat wasn't so contoured.
Right. But no, about second gear, just kind of in and out of the throttle, you know, on some of this tight stuff. And it's not super tight in here, but it feels nimble and it feels Feels good. It's not really beating me to death.
That KTM motor lugs slow enough, you would say, for these tight trails.
Yep.
Like, because that's what we know. It really kicks in hard in the mid-range.
Yeah.
But it's not like it doesn't lug in the low end.
It does lug. It surprisingly lugs. It's not like the 450Rs, like the Yamahas or the Hondas, where they're more mid to top end power. This has got the low end torque and grunt to it, and then it, like you said, the power band kind of hits hard in the mid range.
Yeah.
It really comes to life in the mid range, but yeah, altogether it feels pretty good.
Suspension is another bright spot for the Outlaw 525s. Front suspension is dual A-arms with Fox Podium X compression adjustable shocks with 10 inches of travel and tons of preload adjustability. The rear shock is a Fox Podium X with compression and rebound adjustment with 11 inches of travel. The Viking was really impressed with the suspension, especially when turning up the speed and absorbing flat landings from trail jumps.
It seems to do better the harder you push it. It seems like if you ride it easy and slow, it seems like you get a lot of that chatter and you feel a lot more of the smaller bumps and stuff like that. It seems like if you push it a little harder, ride it a little faster, that goes away. It seems like it soaks it up a lot better.
When the Outlaw 525 was on the market, it drew a lot of comparisons to the Raptor 700. While the complaints we had about the ergonomics would probably outweigh the pros of the Outlaw, there's no denying that there were a few things the Outlaw does better than the Raptor in stock form. One is the power. The Outlaw has more power than a stock Raptor, and the mods on ours made that distinction even more clear. Two is the hydraulic clutch and the feel of the drive-by-wire throttle. Both are more comfortable and more refined feeling than the Raptors. While we're probably not going to post our Raptors for sale anytime soon, in lieu of finding some more used Outlaws on Marketplace, it is noteworthy that even a 14-year-old machine feels more refined in certain areas. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let us know your thoughts and experiences with Polaris's Outlaw in the comments, and stay tuned to Dirt Obsession for more tests and reviews. But in the meantime, check out some of these other sport quad tests we've done. We'll see you next time, right here on Dirt Obsession.